Hello, Sparrows. Hi. Hello, hello, and hello. Matters of the Heart Monday, part two. So we're coming on for a second time today. And of course, I am Valerie Miller of TVM, the Valerie Miller. Double fold. This very moment, you have opportunity to change. Hi, Lakeisha. Welcome into the room. It is a fabulous Monday. How are you today, ma'am? How are you? Welcome in. And we're going to talk a little bit from my book, chapter 27, Show Love by Being Love. And just a part two from our live from earlier today. We had Julia Ogun from Moscow, Russia. Yeah, so that was a great conversation. A little short, however great. So it's the first time I've come on twice in one day, and it's actually okay. I knew I am one of those people that like to be consistent. So our time, our normal time, is at 7 o'clock. So of course it's 7, and I'm back on. Hi, Veneer. Welcome in. Hadn't seen you in a while, sir. Welcome in, Alma. Welcome in. Thank you for a second time seeing you today. I appreciate you. However, I was going to chat a little bit to continue from earlier today. So the least I can do is come back on and just elaborate just a little bit. There's a couple of other things that's going on also. Can you hear me well out there? Please tell me where you're viewing from. If you're a newbie, say hashtag newbie. If you're a veteran, hashtag veteran. I like to know. Let me know where you're actually viewing from also. Of course, I am in Charlotte, North Carolina. Carolina girl I am. And of course, chapter 27, we're going to be coming from How I Became Fabulous and a Lady All the Time. Yeah, chapter 27. And that's always going to be the basis of conversation where we're going to come from on Mondays. And I don't always have opportunity to just have conversation with you directly all the time because I have guests. So since our guest was early today, then of course I can just extend just a little bit. And I have another program too that is launching on Thursday. So you may have seen it rotate on my timeline. It hasn't been out that long since I uploaded the video. However, it's rotating. 5 key solutions to mastering relationships, which is another reason why I'm coming from chapter 27 tonight. Show love by being love. And just to give a snippet of what the chapter reads, I'm only going to give you just the first paragraph, and then we'll kind of continue conversation from there. Hi, Joy. Welcome in. Lashima, welcome in. I'm going to read just that first paragraph from Show Love by Being Love. And it reads, the one thing every human being in this world has in common is the need and desire for love. Unconditional love, that is. We pray about it, dream about it, long for it within relationships with family and close friendships. Let's not forget partnerships, relationships, etc. God give it to us freely. However, it's not something that comes so easily for some of us to share with others. This, my sparrows, will take more effort for some than others. And the reason we're coming from it, because it's not always the easiest thing in the world to meet the right person and have a loving relationship. Sometimes we feel like we've found it, and then there are times we realize, he's not it, or she's not it. Hi, Edel. So it's something to ponder. It's something we all have to put forth effort, work extremely hard for. And I tell you this, once you achieve that, you meet someone that's great, and you align, if you're anything like me, you'll work extremely hard to maintain it. You want to keep that relationship vibrant. You want to keep it alive. You want to keep it soaring and growing. Because if you don't, it's so easy to dwindle and divide, separate, divorce. Who wants to continue to have to repeat the process of meeting somebody, going through the get to know? But then in reality, you never get to know anybody 100%. You don't, because we're constantly evolving all the time. So that's where we're coming from tonight. Show love by being love. If you have it, congratulations. Are you maintaining it? What are you doing? How are you doing it? Do you make it priority? Does other things come in and kind of wedge in between what you have and what you're looking for, or causing problems within what you currently have? All the questions, so many questions, and so many conversations that revolve around relationships. I promise you, being single and then being married and then going through divorce only to do it all over again, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's so intense. Nobody could have ever told me that I would be in these streets right now praying for the right person to come along. Nobody could have told me that. Especially after getting married. But of course, you're reading here. Fairy tale to hell. Oh my gosh. Life is truly a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get from day to day. So let me tell you something, Sparrows. Don't be quiet in the room. Let's have some conversation, some dialogue around it, because last week was quite interesting. It was interesting enough for me to go ahead and press the accelerator on getting 5 keys out. So it's to the point to where I'm introducing it as of Thursday this week, April 11, 2019. And it's going to be 3 sessions. They're only an hour long. So actually, not a session. It's going to be more of a class setting. Conversation, virtual conversation. And once you've enrolled, if there's something that you feel is necessary for your life at this point in time, then enroll. However, there will be a quick conversation between you and I upon enrollment, because you have to call me first or email me first. You can't just enroll into the class. I need to know what's going on with you so I can ensure that we're vibing, that we're on the same playing field of where you're going in your relationship, what it is that you want, what are you seeking. If you're married already, if you're having problems within your marriages, if you're having problems in your relationships, your partnerships, that's what it's all about. Love is everything. It really is. And without love, you really have nothing. You have nothing. Nothing at all. It's the most beautiful thing. And as I stated in that first paragraph of reading, God gives it to us freely. However, sometimes we make it extremely hard to achieve by putting parameters on ourselves or ridiculously high expectations on other people, when in essence, when you look in the mirror, it's all about you. How you treat the other person, what you're doing as in your part in the relationship. So I'm interested to see what you all have to say. Are you married? Are you single? Post it. Let me see. Put it in comments. If you're happy where you are right now, is this something you want to change? Is it something that needs adjustments? Those are the conversations that I'm looking to have with you all tonight. And every time I cast the net and say, hey, I'm not going to be on here very long, I tend to be on very long. If you hear my voice, it's kind of raspy. It's a little raspy right now. However, I am here. I am here, and I'm here for you. So ask a question. Let me know something. If you're in the room, tell me what's going on with you. As for myself, I've been on Isolation Island for a while. And I plan on staying there for a little while longer, because when I come off, I'm ready to rock. I'm ready to rock. And whomever enters my life at that point inclusive into what's going on with me, it's going to be a beautiful thing. I promise you that. This time I do not invest unless it's worthwhile. Centauria, welcome to the room. Just following suit with a conversation I had earlier today with our previous guest, Julia Ogun. She was out of Russia, and that's a part 1, so you have to see that on the timeline. Since this is normal time, I had to come on and show face. Cedric Stover, welcome in. Good to see you, cousin. Good to see you. But yeah, it's always something that kind of interferes when it comes to relationships and when it comes to bridging the gap between marriages or relationships or seeking a partner, dating today. If you're divorced, how was your experience after divorce and now getting back into the game? Because that's exactly what it is. The whole interviewing process of meeting someone new all over again, especially after you've gone through it, you've achieved love, you got married, only to divorce to have to do it again. So, you know, you have to really look into self and say, hey, what did I miss? Assess yourself to make sure that you don't have to repeat that a second time. Nobody wants to repeat it a second time. Welcome to the room, Dwight Philpott. Good to see you, sir. Junior Caldwell, welcome in. So it's one of those things. How do you feel about your current relationships? Whittington Steele, welcome. So that's my whole focus for our conversation this evening. Yes. Coming in from Camden, South Carolina. Thank you, Junior. It's always good to see you in the room. It's always good to see you in. But it's no fun when you have to, you know, I know I have a lot of single friends, and I have quite a few married friends as well. And some married couples, you know, that it's not perfect. You go have your ups and your downs, you have your issues. That's a normal. And it's okay to fight. It's okay to have disagreements. It's all about how you make up and how you fight. Are you fighting fair? Are your disagreements fair? Or are they below the belt? Are you one of those people that leave home and don't say anything because you're mad? Or you withhold responsibilities when you're married, when you're mad, or upset about something? You know, it's so many angles and directions that you can go in when it comes to this. So I'm interested to see what your thoughts are. Can't come from one point. I hear too many juicy conversations all the time. She doesn't listen. He shopped too much. The kids, you know, she thinks about the kids all the time. You know, having secret accounts. Oh my God. All kinds of conversations come up. So what is it from your side of the fence? What is it? What are your necessities in relationships that you may or may not be getting? What is it? So if you have single friends, if you are single, if you're looking to get back in the whole dating world, because it's warming up now, it's spring. It'll be summer soon. What are your plans for the summer? What are you changing up this year that you didn't do last year that could change trajectory of your status? Do you even want to change your status? Looking at it from that standpoint. That's my curiosity. I'm so glad you're back online, Whittington. I've missed seeing you in the room. I most certainly have. I've missed you a lot, lady. And we need to talk sooner than later. But back to topic. Maybe I've inspired you to think a little bit. Are you happy in the space that you're in? Have you been thinking about changing? You know? Those are difficult decisions to make also when you know you've hit the end of the road with someone, and then you have to have that conversation to end it. Oh my gosh. Oh man. So it's difficult any way you look at it. However, at the end of the day, it's about your happiness. It's about your complete joy. What are you going to take away from this? How are you going to grow? How are you going to flourish in life with this person? Can you see yourself flourishing in life with that person? No, it's not a good feeling at all, Joy. You're just as sick to end the relationship as you are to get in one. Whittington, you're single and not focused on the relationship right now. Why is that, Whittington? Could it be work? Are you focused on other things? Because it does take time when you're building relationships. When you meet somebody new, that is a time investment. You need 100% peace and focus. Yes, that is true. And it's a choice that you have to make. Junior, what is this? If you marry someone, you'll have problems in the relationship. No, it's not going to be good. No, it's never good all the time. It's never good all the time. Who wants a perfect relationship? That's boring. It's extremely boring. Justin, welcome in. Fab, good to see you. Hadn't seen you in a while. But no, who has a perfect relationship? I don't think there is an existence of anybody with a perfect relationship. If it appears to be, it's all a lie. It's fabricated. That's a facade that you're viewing. No such thing. Anything worth having prompts investment of time and effort to keep it that way, to grow within it. Yeah. When the time is right, God will send the right man your way. Correct, Whittington. Glenn Jabel, welcome in. But you know what? It's all about what you're doing in the meantime also. It's not like I'm going to sit at home and wait for someone to knock at my door. Not happening. Nobody's going to knock at the door. However, what are you doing? Teresa, welcome in. What are you going to do in the meantime? What are you doing in the meantime? Are you working on yourself, personal development? Are you growing a career? What is taking the majority of your time? Careers are relationships also, you know? Focus on yourself first. Personal development is everything. I mentioned I'm on Isolation Island. That's what it is. Focusing on me, what makes me happy, what my drive is. I'm building business right now. I took the leap just about a year ago and to become self-employed. Huge. Huge. Therefore, I had to focus on me, my business, how my relationships play into that. Who's going to be in my life? Who's going to be escorted out of my life? It's a number of decisions that I had to make. It's not just relationship questions like who I'm dating, but I'm talking about individuals, friends, girlfriends, just associates that now has to be removed from my life because you're not adding value to it. And when you have friends that are, shall I say, associates that you've had in your life for an extremely long time, and you have to make the decision to say, you know what? The train stops right here. Yes. Yes, Whittington, Isolation Island is a part of one of the programs that I have, because in order for you to understand and learn about yourself, to grow and flourish yourself, you have to become aligned with yourself and your higher power. And that means no distractions, no dating apps, none of that stuff. You know, you have to cut all these things out, all these activities out in order to focus on you and restore yourself from the inside out. Fabian, you're saying set your priorities on the goals you set and readjust accordingly. Absolutely. Hashtag Isolation Island. I couldn't love myself more right now. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. And it's all because I chose me. I chose me in my life, and I chose me in my career. Because I'm at an age now to where I don't want to have to put in time to take off for a vacation. I don't want to do that. If I want to go to the Carolinas tomorrow, I want to do that. And it goes to what your mindset is, what you're focused on in your life. Are you an entrepreneur-minded person? Or are you someone who likes to have that type of structure in your life? You know, are you, that individual that can set a schedule and stick to it during the day? Give countless hours. Oh my gosh. Entrepreneurism, oh my gosh. It's intense. However, I love every minute of it because I'm responsible for every aspect of my life. And being a conscious lifestyle strategist, that's what I do. I introduce you to yourself. And I can't introduce you to yourself if I'm not constantly working on myself. So conscious lifestyle, that is personal development next level. It's next level because you're intentionally dealing with your heart and you're dealing with your mind. So it's a little bit of a difference there. No, you won't disappoint yourself. And the only way to avoid disappointment sweat is to not put in any expectations on anybody. Because that's usually where disappointment comes in, when someone let you down or something you thought was going to take place doesn't. Lamont Harper, welcome into the room. So, it's one of those words I am mindful of using, especially in incorporating in my life. For the longest time, I've been saying I'm removing expectations out. Because when I don't expect, that's how I avoid disappointments. And the only expectation I put on anybody is God, higher power. I'm not going to be disappointed there ever, because that word never returns void. Never. Because sometimes we can disappoint ourselves also. And then we can be really tough on ourselves, whether it's career, whether it's relationships. Let things go organically. Once you've come off of the island and you know that's what you want, because when you know without wavering what you want, what you need in your life, don't settle for anything until you have it. And there are a lot of people who don't want to do that. They don't want to. Fab, you're saying, I believe that when both your heart and mind agree with each other, it's a good decision. Yes, it is. That's why I do what I do, Fab. That's it. That is it. And, I deal, with the heart, and you may hear me say, I need to think about that, or I need to pray about that. That's where my meditation comes in. That's where my prayers come in, because I need to be sure of what I'm doing before I take that first step to do it. Because once I've decided it, it's going down. It's going all the way down. Yes, indeed, Whittington. What's for you is for you by any means necessary. How serious are you with yourself? How much do you love you? What is your relationship with yourself? Do you know yourself well enough to even be in one? Because if you don't know you like that, you're not even qualified for a relationship at all. Oh no, you don't get a pass. Correct, Joy. When you place God first in everything, all things will work out together for our good. Truly believe that as well, dear. That is a fact. So when some people hear consciousness, conscious, Val, what is conscious? Conscious is higher power alignment. And your highest conscious alignment is with God, or Abba, or Yahweh, Jehovah, whatever you call your higher power. But consciousness is your coinciding with your higher power. And your conscious is basically your spirit. We all have one. If we clear the clutter enough, we'll be able to hear it. And trust me, it directs every single day. That's why it's vital to be on the island sometime, just to restore, refresh, to know exactly what's going on in your life, if you're on the right path, if you're doing the right thing. Those types of situations. It will blow your mind when you understand that you are on the path to meeting yourself. Oh my God. It's that heavy. That heavy. And, you know, that's why I absolutely love what I do. And it's nothing like awakening and realizing who you are. You've been on quest to look for yourself your entire life. And now you meet him or you meet her for the first time and realize, oh my goodness. Hi, Mike Zuniga. But relationships are vital in our lives. In order to have one that you can cherish, you need to have one with yourself first. And before you, have one with your higher power. Because you come second. Everything else falls after that. So if you know hierarchy, then you understand what I'm talking about. But these are things that I do bring up in my sessions with my clients. However, 5 keys to mastering relationships. This is going to be something that's ongoing. It's a refresher for some because I see having these types of lives every week. I get the backroom questions. I get the phone calls. I get all these things that points to like, oh my gosh, who knew? You know, I can only speak for myself. However, when I start having these conversations with other people that are married, single, divorced, and all of the issues that come along with, because it's not easy to meet a wonderful person to have in your life, that you're even willing to do all of these things necessary to do. However, prepare yourself for you now. You have to live your life and fulfill it the way you have to fulfill it in order to have complete peace in it. Because you're only going to invite someone else into your life. It's not about exclusivity. To me, exclusive is something just like, oh my gosh, no. No. You include other people in your life. Why are you working so hard on personal development to discover yourself and then have to bargain with somebody else? Absolutely not. You include other people into your life. So it takes time to unlayer yourself. We all have layers. And I even wrote about it on my book. I said how I became fabulous and a lady all the time. The first thing I said was my layers, my stories, my songs. Those 3 books, bullet points, because layers are intense. We create them ourselves sometimes. We create roadblocks, you know, subconsciously, and not even aware that this is how we're living. So there are times when you need to see a coach, myself or whomever else, that you feel a vibration with, that you can connect with, that you can talk to about these things. But I promise you, my phone don't stop. It doesn't stop. And it's always been that way my entire life. So I do accept that. And by me accepting that fact, it's a part of who I am. That's why I'm sitting before you right now. Because it's a part of my life. What I'm supposed to do. I was born to do this. And when you can unveil those things about yourself, then you're living in freedom every day. That's what living in freedom every day is like. When God say your gifts make room for you, they do. They really do. It's a responsibility that you have as well as a choice if you accept your gifts or not. That's what I'm talking about. Because when you're in complete alignment, then That's possibly where you meet your other partner. Possibly. Because you're in the wrong places, continuing to be repetitive, doing the same things over and over and over, day in and day out. But you need to get out and do something different, go somewhere different, be different, become yourself. Hi, Sandy Longo. So that is the juicy for tonight. Reassess yourself. I mentioned it last week. I'm saying it again. Reassess yourself, your life completely, every aspect of it. And if you're lacking love in any part of it, that's why you're off balance. Restore your love, restore everything else. That's a fact. Because in fact, love is the foundation to everything. And if you ask me a question, my opinion on something, I'll say, do you like that? First. That's the first thing I'm going to do. Do you like it? And I'm watching for your appearance and your response, your body language. I'm doing a complete assessment myself in the moment. And then I'm going to follow up and say, do you love it? And then wait for your response on that also. Because when you love something, your body language changes. Everything about you shifts. You're erect. Your posture changes, your smile, the passion comes out in your tone, in your voice, everything. Your eyes just pop open when you love something, when you love someone. Love appears boldly. So that's why I say assess yourself in every area of your life, and your conscious, your spirit that resides in here, because it's always having conversations with your heart. And what you're saying in your heart communicates with your brain, and the outcome is where you reside today. What you're doing today, that's the outcome. So assess often, my sparrows. Do that. And you will be pleasantly pleased of what your conscience tells you. Sometimes we have so much clutter. We live life and it's busy, 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 busy. So busy, busy. But we have to remove busy and just make it productive. Let's have productive lives, not busy lives, because when we're busy, we can't hear the sounds of our own voices. We can't hear what we're supposed to do in our lives. And therefore, we make choices that we really shouldn't be making at that time, unfortunately. And then the wrath of that is an eye-opener. It's a detour, in essence. There are no right or wrongs. It's just detours of directions, equating to how long is it going to take for you to get where you're going. However, life is what it is, and none of us know how much time we have on any given day. We don't know when our expiration is up. We don't know that. So the only suggestion I have is be fabulous 365 every day. Know yourself. Live according to what you know beyond your knowing. And then that's living according. It is. And during this process, you'll meet who you're supposed to meet. You'll restore whomever it is you're with. You'll know that. You'll do the work. Carl, you're saying, hi. You're saying you believe that when a person learns to love themselves, then and only then can they be able to, let me finish, love someone else. God is love. Amen. That's a mic drop. Give yourself 25 hearts, Carl. Hit the hearts 25 times, because it is true. There is no beginning, there is no end without it. That's why I say it's the foundation of all things. God is foundation. And that's what it's all about. If you cannot say you love it, then leave it. Hashtag that. Whittington, Joy, one of you, put that in the comments. If you don't love it, leave it. Because life is too precious, it's too vital to waste any second of it. God is everything. When he's first and you know that you're second, then everything else will align also. Now, I've had some people ask me, Valerie, what is with the Valerie Miller? Why did you choose that? And for a company name, and I said because it's personal branding of myself. Because when I work with clients, it's not about the product that I'm selling. It's not about my books. It's not about my programs. It's not about coaching or strategizing with businesses. It's not about that. It's about me. My clients hire me for who I am and how I make them feel and how I make them think. It's not the product. It's Valerie. And the person you see, literally, in my Mary, Mary voice, is the God in me that you see. Because that's how I live. Everything is him first. So when you see "the" in front of Valerie Miller, "the" in the Webster, if you look it up, it's going to give you a plethora of descriptions, of definitions of what "the" means. However, at the very bottom, you'll see "the" means God. So the Valerie Miller equates to God first, then me, then everything else. Because I'm nothing without him. I know that. I'm aware of it. I'm conscious of it. I live it every single day. So without having these tools to qualify you to even know who you are as an individual, as a being, how can you connect yourself or come into alignment with somebody else to have a loving relationship when you haven't discovered yourself yet? How can you do that? You can do it. However, it's not going to be something that's going to last. So I'd rather connect with something that's going to last. You know, one divorce is enough for me in a lifetime. You know, I still think back to that, you know, and say, oh my gosh, what a lesson. What a lesson. I don't regret it though, because I feel like it was something that was necessary for me to be a part of, to love my ex, and to still be there for him if he need me today. I'm woman enough to say, okay, I can have a conversation with him now. Because at one point in time, if I never saw him another day in my life, I would be good with that. I was good. But now, all of within growth and flourishing, discovering you, how important it is to have connections in life. Yeah. It's not an ex I have right now that I cannot have a conversation with the exception of one that's really unorthodox right now. And that's because it's too new for him to accept. However, it's a lot to look at. You know? What is that with? Neither party would have 100% if you aren't going in with all of the whole you. Amen. That's a mic drop with. Give yourself 25 hearts. Because it's nowhere in the world you can do an 80-20 or a 50-50 relationship. You better come 100. Both of you, best to be whole individuals. Because it's two separate individuals becoming one unit. Two become one. So when you have two 100%, then you stand a chance of having something great. Otherwise, you're not qualified. You're in the relationship, but you're not qualified to be in it. You're enjoying it for the moment. However, you've taken yourself out of the race to better yourself in order to meet someone else, somebody worthy of being with. Joy, you're saying you're not ready for the conversation with him. Should I feel guilty about not wanting to? You need to ask yourself why you're not ready for the conversation. Because if you love him to the core, you would have had the conversation by now. So it's something that's hindering you from having the conversation. Could it be the outcome of it? Could it just be starting the conversation? Do a snapshot in your mind. Why are you not ready to have that conversation? What's the fear? Because it's a fear behind that. And whatever it is, once you discover what the fear is, turn the fear into fearless. Stand up and you're proud and your loving self and have that conversation. You know? You can't avoid something that's inevitable or something that's pausing your life. And if you're in a relationship with someone and a conversation needs to be had, have it. Joy, you may want to incorporate the conversation jar. I've talked about the conversation jar 100 times. However, you may want to incorporate that. Either that or be in the class on Thursday. 5 key solutions to master relationships. And you will be surprised. That's going to be the juiciest 1 hour ever. And I know it's going to be action-packed. So from the beginning to the end, I'm hitting the ground running with that. Because an hour, in essence, you need more. However, it's basically introduction to acknowledge the fact that there are questions that you have that needs to be answered. And then if you need anything more than that, then that can be a one-on-one, then that can be a group situation for yourself to get the answers that you need in order to have that type of a relationship that you know in your heart of hearts that you're supposed to have. So Joy, he's ready. You're not. You'll be in that conversation on Thursday. You need help with this. Okay. Well, on my timeline, I have the skinny for that class. And give me a call on tomorrow and we'll discuss the details. Okay? But that's what it's all about. If you have a relationship worth having, please save it. Oh my goodness. Please save it. And if he's wanting to have a conversation, chances are he wants to save it. But you need to be on alignment with why you're being a little bit passive on it and avoiding that. So that's the thing. Yeah. Love is too precious. You know, I have so much love in me, I can't, even store it all. The more I give away, the more I receive it. And it's that powerful. It's that powerful. But make sure you're having enough of it reflecting within yourself, to yourself. Love yourself enough to have the absolute best for yourself. Don't shortchange you. Never shortchange yourself. That's what self-care comes in. Tons of self-care. Make sure you're showering yourself with love. Because when you are in that elevation of joy, excitement, flourish, all of those powerful affirmations, when you're up that high elevated, then you've got something. Everybody around you feels it. It's a bright light, it's energy, it's positive, it's warm and inviting, it's love. That's what love feels like. Everybody wants to be around you. It's magnetic. Hi, Jerome Roosevelt. I haven't seen you in a while, sir. But that's it. Show love by being love. And what does love look like to you? What are your necessities in a relationship? Write those things down. Write them down. I know without a doubt what I need, what I want, what I shall have. Once I decide to come off of Isolation Island. I love it over there. I don't have anybody to consult with, talk about anything with. Nothing. Nothing except Big Brother. That's it. Carl, you're saying if you love a person enough and you have to hurt them, set them free. Just saying. Absolutely. Yeah. It goes back to that analogy. If you love something, set it free. If it comes back to you, it's yours. If it doesn't, it never was. And it hurts sometime once you discover who you are and who you know you deserve to have in your life. And if you're waking up every day and you're looking at somebody and you're like, oh, you're wrong. You're wrong to wake up that way every day. So it's all about fixing what's bruised or broken. If it's something that can be done to fix it, fix it. If it's not something that's going to be fixed, let it go. You're right, Carl. Let it go. And let him or her go in love. Love them enough to set them free to meet someone to give them what they deserve to have. And you're freeing yourself at the same time to also receive that same benefit. Meet someone that you deserve to have. I'm not one to settle. Settling gets you nowhere but behind. It gets you sad. It gets you caught up in your feelings and you're wondering, why me? And it's not about why you. You made the decision. So holding yourself accountable in places where you deserve to hold yourself accountable. Be man or woman enough to accept that. Accept that. You know, unfold the hand that you were dealt. It's a purpose in it. You just need to discover what it is. Because, trust me, there's something beautiful on the other side. It doesn't matter what it looks like with the naked eye. When you look at things from the spiritual eye, when you've awakened yourself to that, then you'll understand. It's just accepting and wisdom, man, to have understanding in things. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But that's about the gist. That's all I can say without giving way too much away. However, for all of you catching, the replay, yeah, this was a juicy. And thank all of you for coming in tonight. It was just no way I could just walk away and not come on at 7, even though I had Julia on from Russia earlier today. Consistency is everything. That's how I feel about everything in my life. Do not waver from things that you know is important. Don't sell yourself short. Don't sell somebody else short. Do what you're committed to do and what feels right in your heart to do. That goes also back to say, when you do what you love, it's not a job. You do it without effort. You do it because it brings you joy. Very vital. So definitely assess yourself in every area of your life, not just love. Love, career, faith. Do some personal development. And what does your health look like? Because, sometimes, more so than not, your health is affected when you're lacking in some area. Your career, your love life, those are the highest tiers. However, the number one that most don't even think about is your faith. Faith is number one. Balance it there. That's what the scale is. Faith is the scale. Love and career is like this. Your health is the chains that hold it all together. So be strong in every area. Faith, relationships, career, health. That's what I do. Your conscious lifestyle strategist. We work together to create solutions that balances your life. That's it. That's the only way you're going to live in freedom every day. And it starts with love. And know you deserve it. And that's all I got. So if you want to be in the class on Thursday, reach out to me. Like I said, I've put a video on my timeline. You'll find it there. And it's 5 key solutions to mastering relationships. And it's not just love relationships. It's all your relationships. Okay? So, thanks again. I love all of you dearly. And I'm going to say for you, love without conditions. Always possess a positive attitude. And soar in all you do. I love you, mean it. Smooches.